Hey friends, welcome to Truth, Lies, and Shenanigans, the live show for Sunday, August 31st, 2020. My name is Neo, and I'll be trying to make some sense of all the shenanigans going on today. My co-host for today's show is Lizzie.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday, fun day. Glad to have you with us today.
Below me, we have Z.
See, girl.
Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday.
In
Good
the,
to see
opposite,
everybody.
in the opposite corner, we have Jam.
Hey, everybody.
It's silly. All right, today's show, we have all hot topics today. Today we'll be remembering the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. Also, NBA players consult with Obama, and Gaffigan rains a tweet storm on Trump. Remember, we're live everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, and now you can watch us live, the live feed at truthliveshenanigans.com. As always, we love it when you join in the conversation. You can comment in any of those live feeds. We'll be listening and incorporating your comments and questions live. All right, guys. So, time to check in. It's been a tough week again, so I'm gonna check in with you. How's everybody doing, Z?
I'm not doing well, to be honest.
Really?
I'm hitting a wall. I'm finding it difficult to absorb all of this news every day with no light in sight. It's been hard. This week was hard, you know. So that's how I am. I'm glad to see you guys. I want to talk.
Okay, good.
Welcome.
Jam, how are you?
Man, what can I say without racking up some money to you, families? It hasn't been as bad as a week as last week predicted it would be. But I have to say, when I heard about Chadwick, like, life stopped for a second, which was weird because as importance levels go, you wouldn't think someone who is an actor would have that much importance in your life. In my opinion, somebody so young. But yeah, we're doing all right. Kids are all right.
And we'll talk more about Chadwick in a bit. So Lizzie, what's going on with you?
I survived the first week of school, so I guess, and I'm here to tell about it. So I guess that's a plus. Other than that, I'm just trying to stay COVID free. If you do by chance happen to hear me cough on the show, I don't have the Rona. It's my seasonal allergies. But other than that, I'm doing well.
Yeah, definitely stay healthy. As far as me, I'm doing well actually. I mean, I'm a little stressed out. I fell behind on a few things here, so I'm a little stressed out, but otherwise we're good. We're good to go. All right, so now I do have a question for you guys to start things off. All right, we only have 65 days till Election Day. I know everyone here wants Trump out, and most of us I believe all of us are supporting the Biden Kamala ticket. So my question to you guys is, outside of the influence we have through this show, what are you going to do actively to help to get the clown out of office? What are you going to be doing for the next few days? You have 65 days to make it happen. I'm going to start with Jam.
Well, it's sort of easy, sort of hard. There was some stuff you and I had talked about before, and I have a few people who are interested in taking action on that.
What is that?
Who may or may not be watching.
Let's talk about
it.
What is it?
And so one of the things that we've been discussing is where to help, what state and how to get there. Several people I've discussed with driving and helping out at the polls in spots like West Virginia or Virginia. And so that's sort of where we are right now. That's one of the things I'm going to be doing to increase my reach, because
getting to the other polls and the other poll locations.
Getting to poll locations where, like in the DC area, it's almost a given that it's going to go Democrat, in my opinion. If that's what you're there for. In other places where it feels less safe to be a person of color, those are the places I'm talking about. North Carolina, Southern Virginia, maybe even reaching up into Pennsylvania or wherever people are. But that's a group I'm trying to activate and become more involved in.
Okay. Z, what are you going to be doing?
That's a good question, and I'm embarrassed to say that I really didn't have much more planned than promoting the show, because we do talk about the issues every week. Making sure that everybody I know is registered and empowered to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get out there and beat the street, but honestly, I'm in New York, and the chances of it going to Trump are slim to none. And this isn't a year for travel and canvassing out of state. So, but if anyone has suggestions, I'm open to it. I'd love to do an old school, like, I forgot what it was, but like when Rock the Vote was big, and I remember volunteering for phone lines, and people would call in to get issues and information on candidates. So, if there's something like that out there, I would love to.
Okay, Lizzie, what are you planning to do?
I think everything that I'm doing will probably be similar to what Z was saying, in that I'm not really leaving my house. Again, I had my one weekend last weekend where I went out 2 days in a row, and now I'm quarantined again until probably January.
Mm-hmm.
But I am teaching remotely every day. I am active with a generation of students. And so even in my classroom, we're talking about issues of voting and what their ideologies are, what their thought process is, and what they can do in their communities. I'm going over the history of voting, not just for Black people, but for Black women with them, and seeing that, at one point in this country, as recently as 1965, Black women in this country did not have full voting rights. And so they need to express that. Most of my students will be voting in their very first election. So I'm keeping the conversations going. I'm keeping, not only just in my classroom, but in class forums with Howard University, but also online, and trying to stamp out all the shenanigans, trying to, just get the word out and get the truth out about what this election means for us in 2020. I think that is the best that I can do, encouraging people to vote, encouraging people to get to the polls, giving them information about their options, whether it be a mail-in vote or what polling stations they have in their neighborhoods. So for me, it's going to be a lot of word of mouth, a lot of using my big mouth for something good.
All right. For me, I think, as Jam said, talking about poll workers is something that we wanted to. It's a big problem because a lot of there are many fewer polls available to vote at, simply because people are scared to go out and subject themselves to the coronavirus, which I get, and most of them are older people. Can someone turn off their beeping, whoever that is? But as far as me, what I plan to do is, we created this platform here for that reason. But in addition to that, I feel like I can reach out to individuals through my page, individuals that I see, individuals that I talk to. I'm just going to be talking about it. And every time I talk about something to someone, I'm going to be like, go vote. Don't forget to vote. Make sure you're registered. Go vote. This is going to be like a mantra from me, just to make sure I get people, even if I don't know the person, just go vote. If I have a conversation with you, I'm going to be like, just go vote.
I think
I found these. I was told I needed more masks for my collection because I only had one, and it was getting dirty and a little nasty. And so when I went shopping for masks, one of the masks I picked up was just a vote with a checkbox beside it.
Yeah.
So, little something.
I feel like what Jan was saying is important, is that, in the states that we live in, the places we live in, we have a very limited, we can influence people in those states, but it doesn't have a significant impact. We really have to reach out to people in other states, in some of the battleground states, and some of the, even some of the red states. Why not? I have a lot of friends on my page, and I talk about these issues all the time, and I try to share and engage with them. So I figure let's just get out there and get that word out.
Right.
I think also an extension of that too is, once we do vote, let's say, for example, we all vote and we vote Trump out of office. That's not the end of the story. We have to hold the new government coming in accountable for the things we've been complaining about for the past 3.5 years, even during the Obama administration and before that. So it's not just this vote. You don't just vote and then sit down and then complain 4 years from now. You have to always be proactive in the democratic process, in the government, in this country, in your neighborhoods, in your cities, in your states. And so the fight just doesn't stop with voting. That's the first step.
And
And
also,
then after, keep it going.
and don't forget local. So local politics is important because we also got to get our senators and representatives in office as well. So
and the boundary lines. Don't forget about gerrymandering. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
If you guys are unfamiliar with the topic, it's how the votes are changed depending upon who's in power and how they want to place your vote. I think we talked about it on the early shows, but like there's some crazy looking boundaries that are drawn just to make sure they can group as many of the same type of voters together and de-escalate the power of your vote.
Yep.
So just to be aware, local politics.
All right, guys. Well, if you've never seen our show before, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what our show is. We just got a little taste of that. We'll be sharing our truths and opinions with you, calling out the lies, and pointing out the shenanigans going on. Thus, Truth, Lies, Shenanigans. But on this show, we try to have some fun with some shenanigans of our own. But we do have one rule for the hosts. No cussing. So if you're caught cussing...
Curse.
No cursing, cussing, whatever you want to call it. There's a $10 penalty if you're caught cussing. And then if you're caught cussing 3 times in the same show, and our viewers do tend to call you out, you will be sending a love letter to Trump.
He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters.
You'll be Jin Kun I messed up his name on purpose. Yeah, I heard he was. I actually heard he was ill, right?
Remember, he supposedly died back in June,
That's
and
true,
here he
right.
is.
But they resurrected him. Putin got hold of the body, gave him some of that COVID vaccine. Bam, back in business.
As you can see, Lizzie is way in the lead, so no cussing for
Thank
Lizzie.
you so much for pointing that out.
Hey, no problem, Lizzie. That's what I'm here for.
The deal that lead might not be authentic because the gents on this show aren't all together.
Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
Cheaters.
Cheaters.
Hey, Neo, that camera's looking orange. Looks like fake news to me.
Yeah, it does look a little orange.
That's payback. That's okay. That's okay.
All right, guys. Well, as long as we're all clear on the rules. All right. So today we have an all hot topics show. And if you've never watched the show